All right, so, I started out of the frame for that one. Sorry, guys. This is Jakara's Fit 2019-03-05 Mardi Gras. Happy Fat Tuesday. Here in Deutschland, it's been a whole weekend with Carnival and Fasching, and they have parades, and it's just been a lot of fun. Well, they've been having fun. I've been watching them have fun. But anyways, enjoy your day. If you're kicking off the Lent season, have your king cake after you get through your workout, right? So you're starting with your strength, and this is your focus today. It is a heavy, well, one, it's heavy. Two, it's a heavier percentage than what we did about a month ago. So make sure that you're adequately warmed up to this. Take about, 2 to 3 minutes in between sets. Fully recover those legs. We want good, solid reps the entire time. So it is from the rack, front rack position. When you take your step back, get everything nice and tight. Remember, the first thing you do, no matter what kind of squat you're doing, balance your weight between the balls of your feet and your heels. Then when you go to move, brace your core, keep your lats tight, send those hips back, right? Pop, lock, and drop it. So you're going to hips back and pop. That's going to help keep that bar centered over your midline as you squat. My feet are in a bad position. Get those hips below your knees and then stand up, and you're going to do that for all your reps. Make sure you're hitting depth and make sure you're standing up all the way before you go into your next squat, okay? And that's that. Remember, the further you sit back in your heels, even as you come up, the more balanced you'll be, so there'll be less chance of you kind of falling forward and collapsing and losing the bar that way. The front squat, not as much as the overhead squat, but it does require a lot of core strength and stability. And so if you happen to be sore at all in your abs or your obliques, you'll feel it. So make sure that your core is nice and tight for every single rep. Then you do have a little bit of a Metcon afterwards. You'll see that it says calorie erg. That means that the choice is yours. What do you have available? How are you going to win this workout? Maximize your strength for this. So if that's rowing for you, row. If you want to bike and you have a bike available, bike. If you have a ski erg, ski. That's perfectly fine. You could even, if you have an assault air runner or something like that with the calories, that's fine. Leave what you used in the notes section just so that we can look at that and compare that way. Double unders, it's a small number of double unders, so try to do those unbroken. Or if you're still getting proficient at your double unders, this is your chance to work on them. And then you're ending with burpee box jumps. Okay, I'm going to stress this because I know someone's going to ask. It is not an over, and you do have to face the box. So pretend I have an imaginary box. You're gonna go chest to deck. Get yourself close to the box if you need to. You can step that way if you want. 2 foot hop up onto your box and then stand up all the way before you get off the box. Up on top of the box is 1 rep, okay? Back down, chest to deck, hop, stand up, 2. Okay, so as always, again, what am I a stickler on? When you're up on top of your box, this is not an okay rep. This is also not an okay rep. So if I'm here, because I'm looking at my feet to make sure that I don't miss the box, and I lock out my knees, and then I go to step down, that does not count. When you're up on top of that box, I want you to think of your coach standing across from you, and we got to make eye contact, okay? And not by like doing this. Oh, I can see you, coach. No, full frontal, okay? Face up. The other thing to keep in mind when you're doing box jumps that we see a lot is we'll get up on the box, and I'm up, my chest is up, my knees are soft. Lock, squeeze your quads, squeeze your butt, stand up all the way. You don't need to hang out on top of the box for a long time, but lock it out, get back down. Rebounding on these is totally up to you. I think burpee box jumps or burpee box jump overs is a different type of eccentric and concentric motion when you're rebounding, because then you're jumping off the box and then back into your burpee. It's not as stressful on your Achilles or your knees. So if you want to kind of play with your rebounding, I think now is the time to try it versus then when you're actually rebounding up and back on top of the box. All right. Then, in addition to your cool down, you do have a skill work, and it is pistols. So I do program them a lot, and they could come up in an open. They're in the judging course every single year, so let's just be ready for that. For your pistols, you have a lot of different options that you could work on scaling. So remember, you're always starting with a feet together squat. Can you get your hips below your knees and below parallel with your feet together? If you can, it means that you have the requisite mobility in order to do a single-legged squat. This is going to be really high, but you'll get the idea. You can do a leg up off the ground, sit to an object, and then stand. That's pretty easy for most of us, especially since there's some momentum. So the way that I personally learned how to do pistols and got comfortable doing them and building up the strength is doing them off of a box. So we'll see if this can hold me. I'm also going to disappear out of there, but okay. So you can start with your leg hanging off of an object, a box, right? Don't fall down to the ground like that. But you're going to lower yourself down to below parallel and then up. You can go off the side or you could go off the back. If you're using a box, you can trail your toe along the side as a point of reference. If you need to touch all the way down and then kind of jump yourself back up, that's fine as well. That's just going to help train your balance, your stability, help you figure out which leg do you really need to focus on and work. Other options are to hold a weight out in front of you as you squat. And you can hold on to an object as you lower yourself down. We tend to rely on our hands and our arms and our pulling too much for that. So that is always at the bottom of the practice list. You really want to teach your body how to get itself up out of that position. And this will help you do that, okay? Have fun, guys. Attack with fire. Bonne fête Mardi Gras. Terrible French accent. Yeah, have fun. Dracarys.